Have you ever wondered why it's so easy to spend money, even when you know you should be saving? It seems like every time you open your wallet, the money disappears on things that in the end weren't even that important. The truth is, we are manipulated all the time to spend our money on useless things, and often we don't even realize it. Today, he'll reveal why manipulating you to spend is so easy as pie, and more importantly, he'll show you how to avoid these traps so you can spend your money only on what truly matters. Stick with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could be a game changer in your financial life. Chapter 1. The Power of Advertising. How you're subtly convinced to spend. Advertising is one of the most powerful tools used to manipulate you into spending money, and it's everywhere. Whether it's a TV ad, an online banner, or even that innocent post from an influencer, they all have one goal: to make you open your wallet. But how does this work? Companies spend millions of dollars on research to understand how our brains work and what triggers make us spend. A classic example is using celebrities or influencers to promote products. When you see someone you admire using or recommending something, you're led to believe that if you buy that product, you'll get a taste of that person's lifestyle or success. Another common trick is the use of colors and design to grab your attention and create a sense of urgency. For example, limited time offers with eye-catching red buttons or neon today-only tags are designed to make you feel like if you don't buy now, you'll miss out on a great opportunity. How to avoid this trap. To avoid being manipulated by advertising, start questioning every purchase you make. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Am I buying because I want it, or because I was influenced by someone or something? Another effective strategy is to give it some time. If you feel tempted to buy something immediately, wait 24 hours before making the purchase. Often, this pause is enough to realize that you didn't really need it. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Scarcity. How you're led to believe you must buy now. Scarcity is one of the oldest and most effective tactics to make you spend money. When you're led to believe that a product or service is limited, either in quantity or time, the psychological pressure to buy immediately increases drastically. This happens because our brains hate the idea of missing out on an opportunity. For example, think about the last time you saw an offer like today only, last units, or exclusive discount for the first 50 people. These messages are designed to create a sense of urgency and scarcity, making you act quickly without thinking rationally about the purchase. Another classic example is the launch of limited edition products. If you think something will disappear soon, you're much more likely to buy it, even if you don't need it or if the price is inflated. How to avoid this trap. The best way to avoid being manipulated by the illusion of scarcity is to remember that most of the time, this scarcity is artificial. Products and offers usually come back or are replaced by something similar. Whenever you feel pressured to buy because of a limited offer, take a deep breath and step back. Evaluate whether you really need the product and if it's worth paying the asking price. Remember, the world won't end if you don't make this purchase right now. Chapter 3. The Anchoring Effect. How prices influence your purchase decisions. The anchoring effect is a powerful psychological trick that influences how you perceive the value of a product or service. When you see a high price, it becomes an anchor in your mind, and all subsequent decisions are based on that first impression. Stores use this all the time to make you spend more. For example, you walk into a store and see a shirt for $200. It may seem expensive, but right next to it, there's another shirt on sale for $100. Suddenly, the $100 price seems like a great deal, doesn't it? But what you don't realize is that the store anchored your thinking on the higher price, making you believe you're saving money when, in fact, you're spending more than you should. The anchoring effect is also used in buy one, get one 50% off promotions. The anchoring of the full price makes the discount seem much more attractive than it really is, encouraging you to buy more than you planned. How to avoid this trap? To avoid falling for the anchoring effect, always compare prices in different stores or websites before buying. Research the real value of the product without being influenced by discounts or special offers. Ask yourself, would I pay this price if there were no discount? If the answer is no, then you're probably being manipulated by the anchor of the higher price. Chapter 4. The Power of Reciprocity. Why we feel obligated to buy. Reciprocity is a social norm that leads us to give back when someone does something for us. Companies and salespeople know this principle well and use it to make you feel obligated to spend. A common example is the famous free trial or free sample. Imagine you're strolling through the mall and receive a free sample of a new perfume. Even if you weren't thinking about buying perfume, the salesperson's kindness makes you feel indebted, increasing the likelihood that you'll buy the full product. Another example is loyalty programs that offer discounts or gifts after certain purchases. You feel obligated to keep buying to pay back the company's generosity, even if it means spending more money in the long run. How to avoid this trap. To avoid being manipulated by reciprocity, be aware that free samples and gifts are sales strategies. Remember that you don't owe anything in return, and that it's okay to accept something free without feeling obligated to buy. Stay focused on your real needs and not on social expectations. Now, something that has value and will do something great for your life. Think about this. Do you think it's hard to make a YouTube video like this one? And what if I told you that in 1 month you could earn between $5,000 and $10,000 per month as extra income by creating simple videos for YouTube like this one? I have a complete and straightforward course that I developed for a single payment of $29.90. $29.90 won't make you poorer or richer, but what if this program works for you? Well, the link is in the first pinned comment of the video and in the About section of the channel, okay? If you're interested, just click the link to know more. But now, back to the content. Chapter 5. The Magic of Installments. How you're tricked into spending more than you should. Installments are an incredibly effective sales tool because they make the price of an item seem much more affordable than it actually is. When you see something for $12.99, your brain automatically focuses on the installment amount instead of considering the total cost. This makes the product seem cheaper and increases the likelihood of purchase. Let's imagine you're thinking about buying a new TV. The total price is $200, but the store offers the option to pay in 12 installments of $100. Suddenly, spending $100 a month seems much more feasible than shelling out $200 all at once. But what you may not realize is that by paying in installments, you could end up paying interest or committing your future income to ongoing payments. Installments also create a false sense of affordability, leading you to buy things that are out of your budget. This can result in accumulated debt and financial overload in the long term. How to avoid this trap. To avoid being manipulated by installments, always consider the total price of the item and ask yourself if you can pay it in full. If not, it might be better to reconsider the purchase. Another tip is to avoid installment purchases whenever possible, especially if interest is involved. Pay in full or, if you must use installments, do so in as few payments as possible to avoid long-term debt. Chapter 6. FOMO. Fear of missing out. FOMO, fear of missing out, is a psychological phenomenon that can be exploited to make you spend money on things you don't need. It manifests as an irrational fear of missing out on an opportunity, whether it's an event, a sale, or a product. For example, you see an ad on social media about a flash sale with 50% off a new smartphone model. Even though your current phone is working perfectly, the fear of missing out on this one-time opportunity makes you feel the need to buy the new model. FOMO is so powerful that it can make you act against your own financial interests. Companies frequently use FOMO in marketing campaigns, such as during Black Friday or limited product launches. The idea is to create a sense of urgency and exclusivity that makes you feel like if you don't buy now, you'll regret it later. How to avoid this trap. To avoid being manipulated by FOMO, remember that there will always be another opportunity. Challenge the thought that this is your last chance to get a good deal. Take a pause and evaluate whether you really need the product or if you're being influenced by the fear of missing out. Ask yourself, would I buy this if it weren't on sale? If the answer is no, then you're being driven by FOMO and should reconsider. Chapter 7. The Status Trap. Buying to impress others. The desire for status is one of the strongest impulses, often exploited by marketing to manipulate you into spending money. People are led to believe that buying certain products or services will elevate their social status, making them appear more positively to others. For example, luxury brands like Rolex, Ferrari, or Louis Vuitton don't just sell products, they sell a promise of status. When you buy an item from these brands, you're buying the symbol it represents: success, wealth, sophistication. The problem is that this desire for status can lead you to spend far more than you can or need to just to impress others. Another example is the purchase of the latest tech gadgets, like the newest iPhone or the most expensive laptop. Often, people buy these products not because they truly need the latest features, but because they want to be seen as modern and successful. How to avoid this trap? To avoid being manipulated by the desire for status, it's important to question your motivations for each purchase. Ask yourself, am I buying this because I really need it, or because I want to impress others? Remember that true value comes from what you do, not what you own. By focusing on your own needs rather than others' expectations, you can avoid spending money on things that don't add real value to your life. Manipulating you to spend money might seem as easy as pie, but now you know the traps and how to avoid them. By understanding how advertising, scarcity, anchoring, reciprocity, installments, FOMO, and the desire for status influence your buying decisions, you can take control of your finances and spend your money only on what truly matters. Did you like the video? Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share in the comments which of these traps you'll start avoiding today. See you in the next video.